Daniel and Clara had been married for 12 years. Their life looked peaceful from the outside. They lived in a small apartment near the city park. Every morning, Daniel left early for work. Clara stayed home and worked online. Their days followed the same pattern. There were no loud fights. There were no angry words. Everything felt quiet and controlled. At dinner, they sat at the same table every night. Daniel talked about his job. Clara listened and nodded. Clara talked about her work. Daniel listened but often checked his phone. They smiled politely. They said thank you and good night. But something important was missing. Love was still there, but it was tired. It no longer spoke loudly. Clara felt the change first. She noticed that Daniel no longer asked about her feelings. He did not look into her eyes for long. His hugs were quick and careful. She told herself it was normal. Marriage changes with time, she thought. People grow calm. People grow quiet. Daniel felt calm too, but his calm was different. Inside him, there was a soft emptiness. He did not feel sad. He did not feel angry. He just felt distant. At work, he met many people every day. One of them was a woman named Sophie. She worked in the same building but a different department. Sophie was friendly and warm. She smiled easily. She listened carefully when Daniel spoke. At first, they talked only about work. Then they talked about books, music, and life. Daniel did not plan anything wrong. He just felt relaxed when he talked to her. There was no pressure. No silence. Clara did not know about Sophie. She only felt that Daniel's calm had changed. It was not peaceful anymore. It felt like a wall. But she stayed quiet. She believed silence could protect love. Every night, Clara stood near the window before sleeping. She watched the lights outside. Her heart felt strangely calm. Even when it felt lonely. She did not cry. She did not complain. She waited. Daniel and Sophie started talking every day. Sometimes it was during lunch. Sometimes it was after work. Their words were simple, but the feeling was new. Sophie asked Daniel how he felt, not just what he did. She remembered small details. Daniel felt seen again. He told himself it was harmless. They were just talking. There was no touching. No promises. But slowly he started sharing things he never shared with Clara. He talked about his fears. He talked about feeling invisible at home. Sophie listened without judging him. At home, Clara noticed Daniel's phone was always close to him. He smiled at messages but not at her. He stayed awake late at night. When Clara asked if something was wrong, Daniel said, "I'm just tired." His voice was calm. Too calm. Clara began to feel like a guest in her own home. She cooked his favorite meals, but he ate quietly. She asked about his day, but his answers were short. She stopped asking questions that had no answers. One evening, Clara saw a message pop up on Daniel's phone. She did not read it. She only saw the name. Sophie. Her heart did not race. Her hands did not shake. She felt calm. That calm scared her more than anger. She did not confront him. She wanted to understand first. She observed the silence between them. She realized something important. Daniel was still present, but his heart was not fully there. Daniel knew he was crossing a line. He felt guilty but also peaceful. Talking to Sophie felt easy. There were no expectations. No history. He forgot for a moment. That calm could also hurt someone. Clara sat alone one night and thought deeply. She realized love does not always end with noise. Sometimes it ends with silence. She placed her hand on her chest. Her heart stayed calm, but it was heavy. One weekend, Daniel came home late. Clara was waiting. She did not raise her voice. She did not cry. She simply asked, "Is there someone else in your heart?" Daniel was surprised. He wanted to deny it, but he could not lie anymore. He sat down and stayed silent. That silence was the answer. Clara nodded slowly. She felt calm again. She said, "You didn't touch her, but you left me." Daniel looked down. He understood. Emotional distance can hurt more than physical betrayal. Daniel explained everything. He said he felt lonely. He said he did not plan to hurt her. Clara listened without interruption. She felt pain but also clarity. She realized her calm was not weakness. It was strength. Clara said something Daniel did not expect. She said, "I stayed calm because I loved you. But calm does not mean I felt nothing." Her voice was steady. Daniel felt ashamed. He realized he had mistaken calm for indifference. He had looked for warmth outside instead of rebuilding it at home. They talked for hours. Not loudly. Not angrily. Just honestly. Clara said she needed time. Daniel agreed to end his emotional connection with Sophie. Not because Clara forced him, but because he finally understood the cost. That night, Clara cried quietly for the first time. But even her tears were calm. They washed away confusion, not dignity. The weeks that followed were quiet again, but different. Daniel worked on himself. He listened more. He stayed present. He put his phone away. Clara focused on healing. She did not rush forgiveness. They chose honesty over comfort. Some days were heavy. Some days were peaceful. But the calm was real this time. Clara learned something important. Calmness is not silence. Calmness is awareness. She learned that love needs attention, not just time. Daniel learned that emotional infidelity is still betrayal. He learned that hearts can leave before bodies do. They did not become perfect. But they became real. Clara's heart stayed calm, not because she ignored pain, but because she faced it.